most defining moment of my life came many years ago on a day when I thought I was going to end my life. I was in the middle of my drug addiction, alcoholism. I had lost everything, a wonderful, flourishing broadcasting career up in New England, and I eventually was homeless, got on a Greyhound bus and traveled down to Fort Lauderdale, Florida, and put everything I had in a little bag into a locker in the bus station there. And after being there for a few months, I realized that, you know what? Why am I wasting my time walking up and down the sidewalks, trying to scrounge around for a job, trying to scrounge around for something to eat today? I said, I'm taking up space on this sidewalk and I'm getting in the way of people that have a life. I have no life. Let me just end it all today. And I was walking over to the cruise ship docks in Fort Lauderdale because I knew I couldn't swim, but I said, you know what? Today would be the day that somehow I end up staying above water, and I don't want to stay above water. I just want to jump in one of those cruise ships, boom, right in front of it when it's coming, and just end it all. And the craziest thing was I heard this voice in my head that said, why don't you go out to Hollywood and try to make something out of yourself? And I'm like, where did that come from? It was like, a wonderful life and Clarence telling George not to jump, that his life had purpose. And crazy enough, many years later, God sends me up to the beauty of Alaska. And I end up working on the cruise ship docks, on a cruise ship, enjoying all of the gloriousness of God. Thankfully, God's plan was so much better for my life than my plan. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here today. I would have jumped off of that bridge that I was planning on jumping off of and allowing a cruise ship to end my life. Instead, years later, God brought me up to Alaska to show me just how glorious he was. And now I end up working on a private cruise ship, traveling all through Southeast Alaska with bears and whales and glaciers and all of God's greatness. And I know he'll do the same for you. Maybe not the same story, but something amazingly wonderful, because that's what God does. He loves to show us his goodness and show us his amazing love. And it's there for you. And I pray, I even beg of you, if you're in a position where I was years ago and you feel like there's no hope, there's no way out, there is. God is there for you if you'll just give him a chance. If you'll just stop the drinking. If you'll just stop the drugging for long enough. Get yourself into a 12-step program. You don't even have to leave your home. They're online, on Zoom, on the computer, on your phone. Because what you're going through right now is your testimony. And your testimony is going to be amazingly powerful and help others to have a better life once you decide to turn your life over to God and stop the addiction. How do I know? Because your story matters. You matter. And if you haven't done so already, I pray today that you'll start living your life of purpose.